Alright there guys, how's it going? I hope you're all doing really well. After the madness earlier on this week, it seems to have gone a little bit quiet on the Liverpool front. So this video I'm going to do little bit of a roundup on a little bit of things that have come out over the past couple of days or so, just to get caught up on it all. And it might be some stuff that you've missed. So obviously we've got the game today, so I feel like it might be best to start off with some of that news, in relation to that. So Dominic Szoboszlai and Darwin Núñez both trained yesterday. In his press conference, Klopp did say he was unsure whether or not they would participate in the game, but it looks likely that they will. It's not good news on the Mo Salah front for this match. He will not be participating, apparently, considering what Klopp said. But I do think it's funny that he was told that Dom and Darwin were both injured for the final, and then you obviously have all seen the videos now of the way they celebrated jumping over the hoarding and everything like that. So you never really know. We might see Salah line up a bit later today. Also as well, we've been basically given the news that Alisson's injury is a lot worse than expected. There's an article here that came out yesterday from James Pearce on The Athletic, basically saying that Jurgen Klopp admits that Alisson is facing an extended period on the sidelines with a rather serious hamstring injury. The goalkeeper was hurt in training on the eve of Liverpool's trip to Brentford last month, having missed the game before that due to illness. And then just quoting Klopp here, there is no real time scale on it. It's a proper muscle injury. It is not a short one. It is a rather serious one, but it is not a season-ending injury. Any more quotes from here? So he goes on about Kelleher here, saying, he's obviously eased the blow of us losing Alisson, which he has, hasn't he? Like the last two games especially, he's been amazing. And he's made 17 appearances in all competitions this season. It goes on to say that Liverpool turned down interest in Kelleher last summer and in January, with Klopp describing suggestions he could have left for 20 million as nonsense. There were talks with the player before the season, but it never reached a point whereby it was, you have to stay, shut up. It was just a normal discussion about his future. The most important thing was we had to help him out on the next step in his development by playing more games. I saw it in the same way as what the player would say. I think now he will be pretty happy with the decision he made in the summer. For me, there's no chance of him leaving, so I was not interested in who was asking. It would have been a proper price to get us to sell him. It's not like other goalkeepers move from A to B for 15 million or 20 million. That is totally unrealistic and nonsense. So that's the article, guys. What would you guys accept for Kelleher now? I am kind of coming to the opinion that he might leave in the summer. I don't know. I just feel like he's going to get that taste of first team football and want to move on. He's not really a young keeper anymore. I think he's like 24, 25 now. So he is coming towards the prime years of his career. And does he really want to be still sat on the bench this whole time? Do you know what I mean? So it's a decision that they'll have to make in the summer, but I've got full confidence that Kelleher will be able to get us over the finish line for the rest of the season, if that's what ends up happening. Sticking with the club at the moment, shall we say, there has been a bit of restructuring in regards to FSG. Now, this was alluded to in one of my other videos that there's going to be a meeting in Florida. Looks like that meeting has taken place, and Liverpool CEO Billy Hogan has been named the CEO of FSG International, and it is expected that his role within Liverpool will remain the same. And they've also named Sam Kennedy as CEO, who will continue as the CEO of the Boston Red Sox. Now, this to me, guys, it does tie a little bit into the whole Edwards thing, because he's now the CEO of FSG International. But it's expected that his role at Liverpool is to remain the same. Like, I don't know. That doesn't sit right with me. I really don't think that it will. It's just a stopgap. Do you know what I mean? So I don't know. I don't know how more to go into that, but it does kind of leave the door open for me. And especially as well, in one of the videos I did say, and I can't remember which journalist it was now. It may have been Romano, actually, who said that no matter if Edwards takes that job, they are restructuring Liverpool's management. So it looks like this is the first step in that, doesn't it? So, you know, let's wait and see what happens. But I just thought I'd bring it to attention that Billy Hogan has basically had a promotion within FSG and is now the CEO of FSG International. Sticking with them articles that I did the other day, we have had some quotes from one of the managers that I'd never heard of that was linked to Liverpool as taken over from Jurgen Klopp. And it's from the Lens manager, Frank Heiss, if that's how you pronounce his name. And basically he has responded to that connection. And he has said, "What can I say? It's a good thing. It's recognition for a job well done. A job I don't do alone, by the way. If we're talking about the data, the work on the data, the results, the principles of the game, it's a collective job. So for me, it's a recognition that we can take some pride in and recognition of the work the club has been doing for 4 years and more. I don't have much else to say." And then just the article goes on to say that logic would suggest that he is more of a wild card than anything for Liverpool at this moment, with everyone adamant that they will throw the kitchen sink to get Alonso if they can. And if they can't get Alonso, there will be a pecking order of managers by those in charge of making the decision, with this Heinz among them. But as again, guys, I've never heard of him, but he has responded to that, and obviously it sounds like he'd be up for it for me, and he'd bring his whole coaching staff along with him. Again, sticking with managers that we've been linked with, there were reports in Portugal in The Record, which is a Portuguese paper that I have used a few times in regards to players that Liverpool have been linked with. They were one of the first ones that got onto the Darwin Núñez news. They were one of the first that were onto the Luis Diaz news. And they are now reporting that Liverpool scouts were, or are, I don't know when this game took place, at the Sporting... Thursday night, it says there. They were at the Sporting Lisbon Benfica game on Thursday night. And it says that they were watching Ousmane Diomande, the defender, Victor Yorkios, if that's how you pronounce his name, the Swedish striker, João Neves, and Antonio Silva, another defender. And obviously, Amorim, the manager, you know, watching how his team sets up and everything like that, maybe. I kind of think this would be more along the lines of players, because we've always had that link with the Portuguese players anyway. But, you know, it's interesting that they're at an Amorim game, isn't it, with the whole Jurgen Klopp stuff going on. But yeah, I believe that. You guys may not. But yeah, I believe that Liverpool were in attendance at that game on Thursday night. And then lastly, we have... This is, again, just... I think journalists just trying to stay relevant. Do you know what I mean? Basically, they're saying that Roberto De Zerbi is on the list if we don't get Alonso. It's something that we know. It's in The Guardian. I don't really want to read the whole thing, but it just basically says that Nagelsmann, Amorim, and De Zerbi are managers Liverpool will go for if they miss out on Alonso. Man United are also interested in De Zerbi if they end up sacking Erik ten Hag. And it's a very rich manager window right now, don't you think, guys? There's so many managers out there that I would be interested in, you know, if we lost, you know, if we miss out on Alonso, I wouldn't say it's he is the end all be all, basically is what I'm trying to say. You know, I'd be happy with Amorim, De Zerbi, maybe not so much. I'd be happy with Nagelsmann. You know, he's a manager that I've had my eye on ever since he broke through at Hoffenheim. I just thought it was interesting that he was so young, basically, then he became a manager. And I know many people don't like the fact that he failed at Bayern, but Bayern is a hard club, and he has a better record than Thomas Tuchel. So he did better than the manager that replaced him. I'm just saying. And he basically had to follow Hansi Flick, who won every trophy at Bayern Munich in the season before he left. So that's a tough ask, isn't it? And if he was so bad, guys, why would the German national team take him? Do you know? So, yeah, he's still on my list, is Nagelsmann, but I know there's a few of you out there that are not very much interested in him. But that brings us to the end of the video, guys. It is a bit of a all over the one, but it's just a little bit of a catch up to get us back on track with news and everything like that. I hope you enjoy it. Let me know your thoughts on all the news that I've just covered down below. and I'll see you in the next one.